In today's episode, I'm going to be giving my first impressions of this brand new 2023 release from Mancera. This is called Intense Red Tobacco, and if you've ever smelled the original red tobacco, you'll already know how super intense that one is in its own right. So I was gobsmacked to hear about an even more intense version, and I honestly didn't know what to expect from this one when I first ordered it. So after giving it a full day's test drive yesterday and comparing it side by side with my OG version, I am ready to now give my thoughts on it. So to find out all about this one, stay tuned to this episode of Mags Frags. Yes, hello again and welcome to this latest episode of Mags Frags, where it's the fragrance that's the star of the show. My name's Paul, and today I'm going to be letting you know what I think to the latest brand new Intense Red Tobacco release. It arrived yesterday direct from Mancera, and they very kindly also threw in a few free samples, including Coco Vanille, Of the Wild. I've got Fabulous Yuzu, and also Tonka Cola, which I think is a nice little touch. And I am looking forward to getting my nose on these, especially the Of the Wild one, which is another fairly new release. I picked up this 120ml bottle size, which is priced at €154, and that's around £137. But it's also available in a 60ml variant, which is priced at €104, which again works out at about £89. And considering that this is a niche fragrance in an extrait de parfum concentration, which is actually the highest concentration you can get and classed as pure perfume, it's actually pretty reasonably priced for what you get. Okay, so into the presentation, and both the box and the bottle look virtually identical to the original red tobacco design, with the only difference being the word intense included here in like a metallic gold colourway. You get the familiar gloss black box with a textured pattern, and on the front is a sticker containing the name of the fragrance, the Mancera logo, and also the size and the concentration. Around the back is all your product information, and then underneath is where you'll find your batch code, which is stamped in really large white letters right the way across it so you can't miss it. And the code on this particular one is 23H214A/I. The bottle comes in the usual metallic gold drawstring pouch, and I'm sure you'll agree that the bottle design on this is absolutely beautiful to look at, and it's just really just a treat to the eyes in this gorgeous translucent red colourway with black and gold metallic detailing. On the front is another sticker which is identical to the one found on the front of the box. There's a really weighty gloss black metallic cap featuring another Mancera logo there that's kind of embossed. It's stamped into like a gold plate at the top. There's also another gold plate at the bottom which completes the aesthetic. The atomizer on this is absolutely top notch, and it delivers a really nice, smooth, satisfying, even blasted use. And this would definitely rank in my all-time top 10 best looking bottle designs, and it really is visually a treat to the eyes. Okay, so into the note breakdown, and the top notes in this one are saffron, cinnamon, incense, nutmeg and pear. In the mid, we've got leather, tobacco, patchouli, vetiver and jasmine. And the base notes in this are amber, woody notes, vanilla pods and white musk. Okay, so most of you are going to want to know how this differs from the original red tobacco, and from the initial spray I'd say not really a huge amount. You do get the familiar red tobacco scent DNA instantly come through in the opening, so you will pick up on plenty of the smoky incense and the exotic spiciness from the saffron and the cinnamon. However, this swaps out the peach and also the green apple that's found in the OG, and it's replaced in favour of like a more sweet, less abrasive pear pear note. So this is noticeably more velvety smooth and more refined when you spray the two directly side by side. And this almost bypasses the somewhat harsh opening that you get in the original and takes you straight to the more enjoyable dry down aroma almost instantly. The tart green apple note does give the original red tobacco a certain harshness that I referred to when I reviewed it last year, and it did take some getting used to, but with this new intense version it's actually less intense in my opinion, and it's a slightly less aggressive, less shouty opening that I find way more enjoyable. In the heart, there's the inclusion of a leather note instead of the Nepalese oud. So again, this goes for a smoother and slightly more sweet accord in the heart of the scent. But I'd say that the incense and the patchouli have been slightly turned up in this one compared to the OG. So even though I think it's a touch sweeter, smoother and a bit more well-rounded, it is also a touch smokier. But we are talking very minor tweaks that you'd probably never notice without comparing the two side by side. Another thing to consider is that my bottle of red tobacco has been sat on a shelf in a dark room for the past year and a half, whereas this is a brand new blend and hasn't had time really to mature. So give this one 6 months and I'm sure it'll be an absolute beast. And for the people that haven't tried the original and just want an overall description of this, it's a warm, sweet and spicy scent with a rich, smoky undertone. So it is complex and it smells fairly dark and mysterious. Not everyone is going to enjoy this scent profile, and I absolutely loathed red tobacco when I first smelled it way back a couple of years ago. But after persisting with it, I found it to be a real grower, and now it's one of my go-to cold weather fragrances. It smells very expensive and luxurious, and for me it's got a Middle Eastern vibe with those kind of exquisite spices and the prominent incense note. But this new version just chips away the rough edges of the original and just dials up the sophistication a notch. Yeah, this is a cold weather monster and perfect to wear around about Christmas time in the depths of winter. It's a very warm and incredibly potent aroma that'll cut through the freezing cold air and give you a warm, comforting hug when you're kind of wrapped up in your overcoat and a scarf and you're heading out to brave the elements. This is about as far away as you're going to get from being a good one to wear in the office or like as a work fragrance. And like I say, it isn't a mass appealing scent, so there's going to be a good chance that someone around you isn't going to enjoy it. And it is quite relentless in its nature, so it will offend people if you wear this in like a really small, confined space. This for me is more of an evening scent when you're heading out for a meal or you're going to a nice bar and you're just dressed up quite formally. It has a special occasion type feel about it, and it's just not one that I'd casually dumb reach to wear to go down the local supermarket or anything like that. I'd say that it leans way more masculine than it does feminine, and it's definitely got more of a mature smelling grown up character, so it's going to suit people probably over the age of 30 more than it will do younger guys. Yeah, just like the original red tobacco, this is an absolute room-filling beast, and about as good as it's ever going to get these days. The projection for the first hour is probably not quite as loud as the OG, surprisingly enough, but the higher level of concentration in this means that after about the 4 or 5 hour mark, it starts to come into its own, and by this point I'd say this is slightly stronger than the original, especially when you're comparing them side by side on skin. But like I say, this has got a lot of time to mature over like the next 12 months. So it's only going to get better with age, which is a very exciting thought, but also a little bit scary because it's already pretty nuclear. Okay, so in summary, I would say that this is a slightly better blended version of the original, but there's not enough of a significant amount of difference for you to just go rushing out and buying it if you already own a bottle of the OG. But if you don't own a bottle of red tobacco, or you've tried it in the past and not really liked it, then I'd say give this one a go, because even though it's cold intense, it's actually the easier one to wear out of the two, especially in the opening. It's a super sexy smelling fragrance in my opinion, but definitely not one that I'd recommend for you to just go out and blind buy. It is an acquired taste, and if you're not used to niche fragrances, then there is a high chance that this will be just a little bit too much for you. So definitely try to either pick up a sample or try it out at your local department store before splashing out 130 quid for it. For me though, it's a 10 out of 10 scent, and I absolutely love everything about it, from the scent itself, the strength of its performance, and also its high quality presentation. And this will without doubt become my new signature scent for winter 2023. Okay, so once again, that's about it for this latest episode. But don't forget, I've just picked up all 3 of the brand new AMG Thrill fragrances from Mercedes, which I'm currently testing as we speak. So stay tuned over the next few days to find out what I make of them. I've also found what I believe to be the best Angel Share clone, so I will also be revealing that one very soon. I've got loads of new and exciting stuff coming up this week, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, and also hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I upload any new content. I do usually welcome comments, but as the channel's starting to grow now a bit more, I am starting to see an increase in our friendly neighbourhood trolls, and they're appearing and spreading the little dark clouds of doom and trying to turn my comment section into the kind of dross that you read on Fragrantica. But the good news is that it only takes 10 seconds to block the idiots, and fortunately for me, the nice people still do very much outweigh the divs in the fragrance community. So to all the lovely people out there, keep commenting, keep liking and sharing and all that good stuff. So once again, thank you very much for tuning into this latest episode. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye bye for now.